Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate the power of VBA. I'm going to show that with VBA and particularly the record sets, you can actually create multiple records in multiple tables, and this is what exactly I'm going to demonstrate in this video. What you're looking at is a simple form which is unbound, and basically this form has fields that are related to main table. So I'm going to demonstrate VBA, and this is very heavily VBA focused, record sets particularly, and at the end what we want is we want to create record in 3 tables by clicking on this button. So that's what ultimate goal, and if you are interested, then stick around and keep watching the video until the end, and so you'll get to learn thing or two from this video. Any case, if you are new to my channel, welcome to Looplearnings, and if you are a regular visitor, thank you so much for always coming back, always watching the video, and always supporting the channel. Appreciate it. Now let's get back to the video itself, the demonstration. So what I have is I have customer ID, customer, item, quantity, amount, status. So basically what we are looking at a bunch of customer names and then bunch of items that we can sell. Okay, so you can take the example of grocery shop, or you can apply this to a restaurant, or to be honest, this kind of functionality can be replicated in any type of application, because in any professional application you will have inventory people who are looking after the procurement, the stocks. You will have people who will be looking after finance, how much money is due, how much money is collected, etc, etc. So that's what exactly we are going to do. I have a couple of other tables which I'll show you. So if I'll go to the design view, so I can show you the tables. So main table we have got, this is basically customer ID, customer, item, quantity, amount, and status. And then we have got item table, which is linked to the main table, and this is from here we will fetch the information like name of the item and the price. Then we have got the inventory table, and this is where we will create a record for the people who are doing procurement. So they will look at, okay, what we have sold, so they can procure those items. And then you have finance. Obviously finance is all about money, how much money we should be collecting, how much money is collected. So all of that will be updated as well. So it's going to be interesting. As I said, I thought I'll give you explanation, run down what exactly it is, and now I will be starting my demo. The first thing I'm going to do is, because each item has a price, what I would like to, it will be nice to have, is I choose a item and I put a quantity here and I get the price automatically calculated. Yeah, it would be a nice feature to have. So how do we do that? Let's go to the design view. It's fairly quick, and we'll select item table, item combo box, and then after update event dot, and we'll say code builder. Here we are in VBA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say me dot amount, because this is the field we are going to keep the information in, and we'll say me dot item dot column 2. If you're wondering why 2, I'll explain, just give me a moment, and then multiply by me dot quantity. Now let me give a little bit of explanation about the column 2. If we'll go back here in data tab of the property sheet, and we'll go to row source, and if you will see the column number 0, 1, 2, this is where the price resides. Okay, now if we'll go here, and this is a kind of half-baked cake, it would work but it would not fully be functional. What do I mean by that? Let me explain to you. So let's say I change it to soft string, and you see price automatically gets updated. Now what if I change the quantity? No, it's not being updated. So that's what I said, that's what I meant, that it is kind of half-baked. So let's go to the design view of the form, and this time I'm going to select quantity. So we'll have the code on after update event dot code builder, and here we are. Should I go ahead and type in the entire code again? Yes, I can do that. That's not going to be a problem, except this will be considered as repeated code. And in the software world, repetition of code is not considered as a good or best practice. However, what I can do is I can call this, actually I can copy this, and I can simply say call this. So basically we are telling the same thing to the Microsoft Access, that hey, every time a quantity changes, I want you to run the same code, whatever resides under this sub. Okay, so that's what we're giving instruction, and it will do it. So now if we'll go to the form view, now if I'll change the quantity to 3, and you see the price gets updated, or if I change the item itself, the price will get updated as well. Okay, so that's what I wanted to demonstrate before we actually get started. Now comes the big button, confirm order, and now comes the core of this video actually, basically. So let's quickly go to design view and go to the confirm button dot code builder, and first of all we are going to update the record in the table that's supposed to be linked with this form, and that is the main table. So let's click on the table, right click design view, and here we are. Now to use record set, we'll always start with dim rs as record set. You can give any name, not just rs. You can give any name, whatever you want, and we'll say set rs equal current db dot open record set and parenthesis open parenthesis close. And what exactly we are looking at, record set basically is table name or table itself. So we'll say main table. That's the name of the record set, main table. Okay. Now comma db open dyna set. So that's what we are going to use. All right. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to continue with the code, and we'll say rs dot add new and then rs dot update. Okay, and once we do that, we'll say rs dot close and set rs equal nothing. It is always a good practice when you open a record set, you must close that record set as well by typing these 2 lines of code. It's a good practice. Right, now between this rs add new and rs update, we are going to type a line of code which will actually function to add information in this table. So let me copy what exactly we are going to do. So rs customer name equals me dot customer. All right, then rs, notice the next field, item. Remember, the item is stored in the column number 0, item id of what, me dot item dot column and 0. Quantity, so rs qty equal me dot qty, and then next what we have, amount, rs amount equal me dot amount. Next we have status, so me dot status equal confirmed or something, or active, I would say active, and we'll say sorry, rs status equal me dot status. All right, so with this code, basically what we are doing is we are telling Microsoft Access, hey, look at all these fields. Okay, look at these fields, whatever information is there, take that information and store it in this table. So that's what basically is happening with this few lines of code. All right, not to forget this one. All right, so this is important. Now what I also want, because this is an unbound form, so we'll fetch the customer ID and we'll populate on to this text box. So how do I do that? Well, in here, after updating but before closing, I'll say me dot customer ID equal dmax. We're going to use dmax function here, and it will ask us a couple of parameters or information. So what we are looking for, we are looking for the information that resides in customer ID field. This is the way, this is the one, and we are looking at this information from the table called main table, because this is where this information is residing. Okay, so this one line of code will give us the item ID, sorry, the customer ID of the customer that we have just created. Now if I will run this code, it will definitely go ahead and create a record in the main table, but that's not I'm looking for. Not just I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is to update the inventory and finance table at the same time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create few more dims. Okay, so we'll say dim rs inv as a record set, and then we'll say dim rs fin as a record set, and then in here we'll copy this rather than I type it again and I paste it twice. So I just need to change the name of the table. So this will be inventory and this will be finance. Correction, not just the name of table, we have to change these as well. Okay, rs finance and then rs finance. Okay, perfect. Now after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write bit of comment here. So we'll say to add a record in the main table. All right, so if we have to look at this code after a month, then we would know exactly what we are looking at. That's why these comments are always good idea. And then we'll paste in here. So instead of main, this one we are updating the inventory table, inventory table, and this one we are updating the finance table. Okay, so same concept what we have done before. So we'll say rsinv dot add new, rsinv dot update, set rsinv equal nothing, and rsinv dot close. All right, so that's it. Now I'll go ahead and I'll right click, go to design view, only few fields. So first is item ID, rsinv exclamation mark item ID equals me dot item dot column, and it resides in 0 column number. And I'm going to copy this a couple of times. There we go. So I quantity sold, we'll say quantity sold, and we'll say me dot quantity. And then in here we'll say me dot status equal new or active or whatever the status you choose. And then in here we'll say status equal me dot status. So this should update the inventory table. Now similarly we are going to update the finance table. So I'm going to right click design view, and here we are in the finance table. So let's go ahead and add the similar looking code in the finance table. Now I can actually copy and paste the entire thing, and I can change few fields, but that's not the way we learn. So we have to put some effort in order to make sure that we learn the basic concepts. So here it is. Here we are going to actually write a code similar looking this code. So we'll say rsfin dot add new. This time is finance. rsfin dot update, and then in here we will say rsfin. Hang on a second. rsfin dot close. Set rsfin equal nothing. So this has become habit. That's why I actually came here to finish this, and then I'll write the code here. So rsfin exclamation mark. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the customer ID equals me dot customer ID. All right. rsfin exclamation mark amount due equals me dot amount. That's it. rsfin exclamation mark amount collected. Well, at the moment we have no idea, so we'll say it's 0. And then the status. So me dot status equal new, and then rsfin exclamation mark status equal me dot status. And there you are. That's about it. And we'll just write two more line of code. So we'll say do cmd dot b. Oh, what is happening? Yeah, do cmd dot p, and then we'll say message box, and the message box would be the order is confirmed, and the record in the other 2 tables have been created. This I'm just writing just to make sure we get the confirmation, comma VB information, comma information, spelling. All right. Okay, let's do a debug, and then let's do a little test whether everything works or not. So right now debug is fine. Let's go to the main table, and let's create a record. So we'll go to the form view. Let's give chocolate, and let's choose a customer B, and let's click on confirm order, and boom, what you have here is our order ID, customer information, what item is sold, and you get the message as well. We close this, we go to the design view, and now let's check the table. So we can see the main table has the record. We can see inventory table also have a record, so people who are responsible to procure the material, they can procure the material as early as possible. And then finance will be looking at how much amount is due, and it is going to be paid by which customer, and then have this payment is collected or not. So I hope you got the idea. So this is a concept. So basically what you can do is you can apply this concept in many areas when you're creating application, and this shows the power of the record sets and power of the VBA, that you can actually do wonders using this VBA language and using the record sets. So in the next video we're going to define it a little bit. I'll give some more tips about it, but until now that's it for this video. If you have learned something, smash the like button, tell me in the comments below what did you learn, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. That's about it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.